Hi everybody, this is Chez from Retro Nirvana Gaming. Today we are doing a 2025 Retro Game Room Tour. That's this room right here. Before we get started, don't forget to hit that subscribe button down below to help the channel grow and you'll see more of our videos. Just a little bit of background on the tour before we get started. This has been, I've been collecting video games for over 10 years. So I would say about close to 12 to 15 years at this point. I also do have some original games from my childhood and from when I was a teenager that I kept. It has taken a lot of money and a lot of time to get this entire collection going the way it is. Check out our Modern Games Room Tour as well. I have that already posted on the channel. And without further ado, enjoy. And just remember, there are some little checkpoints on the bottom of the video just to see in case you want to see particular parts of the collection. Okay, enjoy and thanks for watching. Okay, we're gonna start the tour here with the door here. It says welcome to Hyrule, and as we walk in here I'm going to show you guys all the art on the wall here. So we have a whole bunch of really great pictures of art here. We have Chrono Trigger, Earthbound. We have Mario Kart, of course, Super Mario Kart on Super Nintendo, Metroid, Other M, Zero Suit Samus. We have a really cool picture of Samus with a broken visor, very cool. Of course, the NES controller layout. Wind Waker, we have this little picture here I got from a convention. A puzzle from Mario Odyssey. Of course, Pokemon, gotta catch them all. A Mario Brothers lenticular that has all three Mario Brothers on there. Really awesome, I love that one. My Fire Emblem Path of Radiance, one of my favorite GameCube game of all time. And of course, the console stack of Nintendo games, Nintendo consoles, along with my pixel art wreath. Okay, as we close the door here, I want to bring some attention to my awesome Nintendo Switch over here. Yes, and then we have the Game Boy door, which is actually says welcome to Retro Nirvana Gaming on YouTube. On the top here we have a selection of Perlers, Mega Man, Chun-Li, etc. On this side of the wall here we have a little Zelda shrine here with a bunch of Zelda art from Link's Awakening. These are all from different Zelda games, obviously. So we have Tears of the Kingdom here. That was a giveaway, pre-order giveaway. This Link's Awakening poster was pretty cool to get as well. And then we have a lenticular Link picture here with all the different types of Links from different eras and different games. Over here we keep all our keychains or lanyards from different conventions, along with this keychain holder here that says it's dangerous to go alone, take one of these. So that is really cool there. Alright, from over here we have this side of the collection is Amiibos on top here. So we have some really cool ones here, all sealed on top here. Along with up here we have some more. We got Cloud, we got Bayonetta, a whole bunch of really cool ones in there. Moving on, over here we have Wii accessories. We have the Wii shrine over here of Wii consoles. Of course, I did not put the white one there because that is the most common one that everyone on the face of the planet has, pretty much. So I will probably put a white one at some point, but it's not a priority. GameCube with the Wavebirds. So I think I have 6, but I'm using one of them to play on. These 3 consoles are just for display. So we have the Game Boy player on the bottom of that one, a regular Platinum GameCube right there, and then we have the Indigo with the screen. Over here we have PS1 RPG shelf, along with Parappa the Rapper and some of the awesome platform games on the PS1. Down here we have some more popular titles with filler content for the PS1, Fifth Element, Medieval 2, Mortal Kombat Trilogy, Crash Bandicoot, of course Metal Gear Solid. Here are my long box games. I only have a few of them. I would love to get Resident Evil for the PS1 and Doom, but I do not own those at this point. some more filler PS1 titles, and then we go into the heavy hitter PS2. We have Outrun Coast to Coast 2006. We have Predator Concrete Jungle. We have Marvel vs. Capcom 2, Def Jam Fight for New York, Silent Hill 2 and 3, the Resident Evil games, Maximo, X-Files, and Genji. I love Genji Dawn of Samurai. That is a fantastic PS2 game. Down here we have all the Grand Theft Autos, with some of the rarer ones being Liberty City Stories and Vice City Stories. That are games that people always forget about. We have our light gun games here, so we have Vampire Knight, Time Crisis 2, Ninja Assault, Dino Stalker, Resident Evil Dead Aim, Time Crisis 3, Time Crisis Crisis Zone, just to name a few. We have our Mortal Kombat, Spyros, Contras, Mega Mans, Onimushas, Sly Cooper games, Devil May Cry, God of War 2, Soul Calibur 2 and 3, Street Fighters, Tekkens, King of Fighter, Metal Gear Solid, all the Jax games, all the Prince of Persia games, all the Crash games, Ratchet and Clank, and then the Atari games. I don't really play too much Atari. That was more my dad's generation, but that is actually the first. It's still very nostalgic to me since it was the first games I ever played as a child. Alright, still keeping with the PS2 here. On the second shelf to the right, we have a game that I put in thousands of hours playing with the headset still. This is my original copy of SOCOM US Navy SEALs. I love this game. I played the second one, the third one, all of them. They're fantastic. And then we have our RPG shelf with so many great games. Just getting a little closer here, we have the Tales games, Xenosaga, we have the Bouncer, Kingdom Hearts, Dragon Quest, Wild Arms 3 and 4, and Altered Code F. That one is fantastic. It's very expensive, but a very good remake of the first one. Unlimited Saga, Suikoden 3, 4, and 5. Eternal Poison is a little rare game. Rogue Galaxy, I believe, is my favorite PS2 game. I absolutely love that game. Breath of Fire Dragon Quarter. We have Valkyrie Profile 2, the Final Fantasy games, Suikoden Tactics, Digital Devil Saga, Shin Megami, Persona, Drakengard 1 and 2, and Dark Cloud 1 and 2. So that's a pretty complete collection of PS2 RPGs. I am missing some of the higher tiered titles like Xenosaga 3, but mostly I have all of them. Alright, down here we have some more filler titles for the PS2. Naruto games, we have SSX, we have NBA Street in here, Tenchu, just some of the really fun games that were on there. And this last row, well, there's actually another row back here. I'm not going to show you those ones, but those ones are the lesser titles. But we have some really good ones over here. We have Chaos Legion, the Simpsons games, Simpsons Skateboarding, that's a really fun one. We have we have some Metal Gear Solid ones. These are from the collection. And then we have Metal Gear Solid 3 here as well. Yeah, right here. So Snake Eater. And then on the other side we had the other Metal Gear Solid 2 on the other bookshelf. Time Splitters, Ninja Turtles, One Piece, Gran Turismo 3 and 4, Rise to Honor, and then we have a lot of Star Wars games. So we have Battlefront 1 and 2, Starfighter, Bounty Hunter, and some Lord of the Rings games, and Godfather, that's a really good one as well, 50 Cent Bulletproof. Yeah. Moving to the top of the shelf here, we have the Zelda and Mario Shrine. So we have a lot of great games, or a lot of great figures here. We have a Link figure that is still in the box with the sword. I've not opened that one. We have Ganondorf, Mega Yarn Yoshi. This is one of the most expensive and rare sought after amiibos. Another Game Boy player here. We have Mario coming out of the pipe, and a lot of little figures here, including a Wind Waker watch. We have a few more amiibos here from Link's Awakening and Skyward Sword, and then we have our NES Advantage controller, which is really awesome to have there. Moving down here, we have the Funtastic Collection, which I'm just missing 2 at this point. We have the Jungle Green, we have Ice Blue, we have the Grape N64 console, along with the Pikachu one. The Watermelon one, which I got last year, along with the gold. This is the gold Japanese one. Very cool. It also plays US games. Down here we have the Game Boy Collection in the box. So these are all mostly games I've gotten as a child that I ended up keeping. We have the original Game Boy in the box, Pokemon Red and Blue, the greatest hits copy of Metroid Samus Returns. That is worth quite a bit of money. Metroid Fusion I got last year. Super Mario Land. We have Mario Deluxe, Wario, and we have Dr. Mario right there. There is quite a few other titles back there that are worth a lot, including the original Dreamland. We have Dreamland 2 in there, Wario Land 2. So that is a zoomed out view of what that second bookshelf looks like right there. I even have the little Game Boy Advanced logo right there. Okay, moving on here, we have a wall of nostalgia here, starting with the Pac-Man wall art that we got from Hobby Lobby. We have a Galaga one as well. We have a bunch of nostalgic action figures here, sets. So we have the Mario Brothers here with the different power-up items. Ren and Stimpy, I loved as a kid. Mega Man 11, I love as well. That's a really great Switch game, and it's also on the PS4. We have an original Mario Maker 2 lunchbox, along with this Metroid 3-pack figure here, which is stunning. I think it looks absolutely awesome. We have Luigi's Mansion 2 figure right there, along with Beavis and Butthead, a show that my wife and I love to watch. This is the original Atari 2600 box. I'm just going to move this out of the way so you guys can see it. This is what it looks like right there. Fantastic. This is a box I got a very long time ago from Goodwill. Right next to that we have the Raphael figure here. I'll show you guys. So this is a figure I had for a plushie I had from when I was a kid. We have a really cool Pikachu lamp here that I never used, but it's really cool to keep next to my Pikachu N64. Right next to Raphael, we have a very rare console from Nintendo called the good old Virtual Boy. That one I only have a couple games for, and that is Mario Tennis, and inside the console is actually Mario Clash. So I only have 2 games for it, but there's only like 13 games for the Virtual Boy collection anyway. So I keep all my little Mario, Luigi figures right here. So I've been picking those up at flea markets, and wherever I can find them, I pick them up, and I just put them right here on this shelf here. I think it looks really cool. We have a couple of really cool lunch boxes. This one we got from a convention, Retro World Expo. This is $5, this Wii lunchbox. And we also have a really cool van. This one I got from Vans when I bought a Vans pair of sneakers, Nintendo Vans sneakers on launch day. So I got 2 of those lunch boxes with purchases over there. We also have a really cool Metroid Samus Aran figure over here, and that is what that looks like on top there. So a lot of cool nostalgia right there. Going into the next shelf here, this is a shelf that I will probably upgrade at some point and make it into one of these white shelves here. So this shelf will probably not be here in 2026. We'll probably upgrade this shelf and put it into like a white Billy bookcase at that point, as long as we have space here. So here we house our Xbox original collection, including the ornament and some of my favorite titles: Outrun, Doom, Ninja Gaiden, Marvel vs. Capcom 2, Def Jam, Conkers, Live and Reloaded, Oddworld, Stranger's Wrath, Forza Motorsport, the original. On the second shelf, we have some more awesome titles. Siberia, Mortal Kombat Shaolin Monks, Castlevania, Beyond Good and Evil, Panzer Dragoon, Dead or Alive Extreme Beach Volleyball, Blinks 2, and Doom 3. I think this is the expansion, Resurrection of Evil. Yes, that is a really good one. On top here, I also keep all the kind of platinum hits, or whatever they call it for Xbox. Let me see what it's called. Yes, platinum hits. So they're all over there in that little collection there. And we have a lot of great titles for the original Xbox. Moving down to the last shelf here, we have our Silent Hill games, Silent Hill 4, The Room, Silent Hill 2, Restless Dreams. We have the Burger King games right here, along with, of course, Fable, Grand Theft Auto, Halo, Buffy the Vampire Slayer, Grabbed by the Ghoulies, Dead or Alive 3, just to name a few. So we have a couple hundred games on the original Xbox. They're really, really fantastic. I do enjoy the original Xbox quite a bit. And of course, I'm happy to have them all displayed here. I will be working on getting this more looking a little spiffier with a white Billy bookshelf, but I think for now it's just fine. Okay, moving on here, we have our Luigi figure and our little Mario figures right here. I keep my Atari Lynx in here as well with all the games. So that is in that little travel case right there. And then over here I keep all my controllers. So I'm really not going to go too much into this, but each one of them is labeled as to which controller for which console it is, and we keep all the stock controllers in there. Not really anything that's colored or, you know, fantastic. Just the basic controllers that came with those consoles and the basic wires and all accessories and stuff like that. So keep those right there. Here I just keep an ottoman with some storage, as you can see. And over here we have the IKEA couch. Got this a few years ago now. It's very comfortable. And we keep our blankets here along with all our jumbo-sized figures, our plushies of Mario, Sonic, Crash. Obviously we have 2 Yoshis, and we have the 2 Kirbys as well, along with the Thwomp figure from Mario. And I love my Zelda blanket. That one is freaking amazing. Up here we also have the window, which I actually keep the sunlight out because that can damage the games and the consoles and yellow everything. So that is very important not to keep the windows open as much as possible in the game room. And over here we have a really iconic Mario 1 underwater level. Really cool. Alright, so moving on here, we have the coffee table or the ottoman. This has a lot of storage here. I also keep all the wireless controllers here with Mario, Sonic, and Banjo-Kazooie over here. So they are holding all the 8-bit Do controllers and the Retro Fighters controller, Jungle Green controller for the N64. So I keep all those right here so that at any point in time I can play on my consoles. So here are the consoles section. So we have the original Xbox, we have the Wii, of course we have the Gamecube with 4 Wavebird receivers ready to play if 4 people want to play together. On the bottom here we have the Wii U along with the Retron 5. We have the Dreamcast over there. Gotta have that as a fantastic console. All hooked up to those is this TV right here. So we have a regular flat panel Samsung, and over here we have our retro TV, Sony CRT TV. Over here, hooked up to that is the N64, just the stock one, not the Funtastic one. We have our Super Nintendo with Birdo right there. We have the TurboGrafx 16, a console I don't play too often, but when I do enjoy playing it quite a bit. It's one of the newest retro consoles I've gotten in the collection. We have the top loader NES along with the Toaster NES, original model. So those are right over there. Then moving on here, also hooked up to the same TV is a PS2 Slim. We have the Sega Saturn. Model 1 Genesis is not hooked up. And we have the original PlayStation 1. And on top here we have, real quick, we have the Master System along with the Genesis Model 2 hooked up with the Sega CD attachment. And as you can see here, I do have the switcher box that lets you switch between all the different consoles. Okay, moving on here, we have a little storage over here which houses Mario, our awesome lamp over here, that is question mark box, along with a couple of different knickknacks. So we have a Yoshi on an ATV, our Contra coaster here, and then we're gonna go right into the collection up here. So we have another awesome shelf here. On the top here we have some more awesome Amiibos. So we have Falco, we have Meta Knight Rob, Rosalina, King DDD, and Fox McCloud. Now, I believe that is 2 rows. We actually have a row behind there as well of more Amiibos. We have more plushies up here from Mario along with the DSi. Then we have the 3DS collection. 3DS, we have all the greatest 3DS games: Fire Emblem, Pokemon games, Kirby, Mario, Yoshi games, pretty much every Mario and Luigi game you could ask for. We have the big box version of Yoshi, Poochie and Yoshi's Woolly World with the Poochie figure. Yokai Watch, including Yokai Watch 3, which is now a $500 game. We have all the Dragon Quest games, Star Fox, Zelda, of course, Metroid, Persona, Atrian Odyssey, and here we have Chibi Robo Ziplash with the Chibi Robo Amiibo. Moving over here, we have the GBA collection, just some of it. These are just the ones I wanted to highlight. Over here, we also have we have some of the handhelds. So we have 2 3DS XL models. We have a DS. It's like a DS XL right here, Mario Brothers edition. That one is very cool. Over here we have the original 3DS and the original DS. We have the newer model Game & Watch. So we have the Link one and the Mario one, along with some boxed consoles. So this is the Game Boy Pocket I had from when I was a kid, the yellow one. It has absolutely everything in there. We have a sealed Game Boy camera in here, and we have the original Game Boy Advanced. It's kind of like the purple model. And over here we have the new 3DS XL, which actually does not work. It is damaged. I just keep it as just to show it off, but yeah, it does not work, unfortunately. That was a bad flea market find. That thing has water damage. Over here we have the Game Boy Color collection, along with Game Boy Advanced SPs. So we have 2 backlit models and 2 regular models, along with, this is my first handheld that I ever had, which is the Mario Brothers Game & Watch. This thing is worth quite a bit of money. It was actually a gift from my father. Over here we have a nice little selection of Game Boy games, along with 2 DS Lites. So we have Pokemon Yellow, we have the different Zelda games, Zelda Oracle of Seasons, Oracle of Ages. We have Kirby Tilt and Tumble, which is kind of getting pricey. The original Mega Man, Mega Man 2 as well. Yeah, some really good ones. I love all the different Game Boy colors I have in the collection. I was very fortunate to get all these at Goodwill over the years. More Game Boy games on this side here, along with 2 more DS Lites. I do love the DS Lites. They are fantastic because they can play GBA and DS, and they're just fun to play. Here we have a DS stylus pen, which I think is really cool. A little collectible item there. The original Game Boy Advanced as well. I got this at a yard sale. The start button is a little bit chewed upon. It looks like a dog got to this a little bit, but otherwise it's in relatively good condition and still plays. the original Street Fighter 2. This is the Tiger Electronics version from when I was a kid. Pretty awesome. All right, moving down here, we have the DS Collection. All the Castlevania games, all Final Fantasy games, Dragon Quest games. There's some missing number 6, which is the most expensive. Chrono Trigger, Metroid Prime Pinball. These two are my favorite, 1 and 2 favorite DS games of all time as of right now. I also just picked up this Valkyrie profile just the other day from Game Exchange, so this was actually very well priced, and I was able to add it to the collection. So I do love my DS RPGs. We have the Pokemon titles as well. I don't have everyone, but I have quite a few. We have Sealed Ace Attorney. This one I got from a convention. This is Justice for All, sealed. And we also have right next to it Advanced Wars Days of Ruin, also sealed. Those are the only 2 ones I have sealed in here. We have Nostalgia, Mario and Luigi games, Yoshi games. Second shelf has Grand Theft Auto Chinatown Wars, Golden Sun, Plants vs. Zombies, Prince of Persia, WarioWare as well. This is another one that is sealed here, along with this Black Ops for the DS is also sealed. I got those from, I think, Walmart quite a while ago and never did anything with them. So they've just been sitting in the collection. Zelda, Kirby, a lot of RPGs, Kingdom Hearts, Tetris, and the Professor Layton games as well. We love those games. They are fantastic. Okay, last shelf of DS here. We have a lot of filler titles, mostly a lot of puzzle games. I was able to get a lot of these for very cheap at Goodwill as filler titles, but they are fun to play once in a while, and the DS is actually a great console to play puzzle games on. I also have this this Guitar Hero on tour. This thing is sealed. I believe we got this from either Walmart or the Goodwill, but it was rather cheap. The bottom here we have all the DS Loose games. We do have a pretty rare one right here with Resident Evil Deadly Silence. So I got that last year. In here we also have more Game Boy original games. On the bottom here we have the Saturn Loose Collection, Sega CD Collection. I only have like 2 games for that. Atari 2600 games that are in the box. I only have a couple of those. And then we have the very nostalgic DVD collection of different cartoons and video game related movies. So I put those there mostly. Anytime I want to just pop them on and watch, we can do that in the game room. Okay, on the top here we have more perlers we've made over the years, along with the Luigi clock. That one was, I believe, from Marshall's. Top here we have a whole lot more awesome perlers here. And then the closet has some of the highest end games in the collection. We have a lot of complete in box NES games on the top here, including Mega Man, the original Zelda, original Mario Brothers 1 and 3, Mega Man 2, 3, and 4. I keep more of them up here. And then we have a lot of loose NES games on top here. So these are 2 or 3 rows back, and there's probably like a good 180 games or so. I only collect the ones I really like for the most part. I don't really go for like high-end ones, just ones I enjoy. But I'm not a high-end NES collector as I am like with the Super Nintendo. So Super Nintendo I grew up with, so I have a lot more nostalgia with. As you can see, there's a lot more heavy hitter titles on the Super Nintendo. Please pardon the glare from the camera. All these games, a lot of these games are actually in plastic protectors because these games are worth quite a bit of money, and so I like to keep them in very, very good condition. So as you can see here, we have Final Fantasy, the Battletoads games, pretty much all the RPGs you can possibly look at. So we have Lufia, Breath of Fire, Terranigma, ActRaiser, Final Fantasy 3 and 2. We also have Zelda here, Super Metroid, Maximum Carnage, all the Mega Man games. I am missing Mega Man X3, but I have X1, X2, Mega Man Soccer. Yes, I absolutely love the Super Nintendo. Now these games are just the ones I have in front here. I do have it on rows and rows of games behind here. So they are not just the ones that are sitting here. There are several hundred games here behind those display games. As you can see, it stretches all the way to over here. Yes, there's quite a few different ones. This one is actually a bar of soap from Clean Geeks called Chrono Lather. So that was a gift from my wife. We have the ornament, Super Nintendo ornament here. And then we have the GameCube section. So this is a not complete library, but we do have 2 rows of GameCube right here. The front row, I keep all the heavy hitters. So we have Metroid Prime, all the Resident Evil games except for Code Veronica, which I'm still trying to get here. Sonic, we have Bomberman, we have Billy Hatcher, all the Zelda games. So I do keep these mostly also in plastic protectors, so excuse the glare. Bait and Kaitos, Mega Man, all the Mega Man games, Chibi Robo, Pokemon Coliseum and Pokemon Gale of Darkness, Mega Man, Metal Gear Solid, F-Zero, Ikaruga. I actually do have 2 games missing, and they are in one of the other rooms, and that is Fire Emblem, Path of Radiance, and Skies of Arcadia Legends. So those are in the other room, but I do own those games as well. Paper Mario, Thousand Year Door, all the Mario games, including all the Mario parties. We also have the Star Fox games, Kirby, Air Ride, the Harvest Moon games, Spyro. And then over here, we got another good set of games, not the most expensive, but very good games. I love Wave Race Blue Storm. That is a very, very good game. We have Donkey Konga, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, all 3 of the NBA Street games. We have NFL Street. I also do have NFL Street 2, Prince of Persia, and we have a lot of the Bond games as well, along with X-Men Legends, PK Out of the Shadows. Yeah, so there's a lot of good games here. I have spent, I would say, several thousand, but the GameCube collection is worth quite a bit now. A lot of these I've picked up very, very cheap at Goodwill, maybe like $4 or $5, and now are worth anywhere between $60 to like $200 on some of these games, like Chibi Robo, Gale of Darkness, Pokemon Coliseum. All those games are worth a very high ticket value now. They're worth quite a lot of money. Okay, moving on to the boxed consoles here. We have the 3DS, the Superboy, 4 GameCubes in the box, and we have the Super Nintendo control deck, the NES control deck. We have the original Super Nintendo bundle with Mario World here, and the action set, NES action set. Down here I keep the Game & Watch boxes along with the Classic Edition boxes. So we have Super Nintendo and NES Classic Edition right here. Behind here we have a couple consoles as well, the DK Bongos, PS1 Classic Edition, and there's a few other consoles back there as well. So I keep them kind of 2 rows back. Down here I keep plushies, and all the special edition controllers are in here. So there's several, I would say about 60, 70 controllers in that box, all different colors. Alright, so over here we have more boxed Super Nintendo games. So we have some very heavy hitters here: Super Mario RPG, Lufia 2, Rise of Sinistrals, Donkey Kong, Killer Instinct, Illusion of Gaia, Breath of Fire, Secret of Evermore, Secret of Mana, F-Zero. And then down here we have all the we have some backup consoles. So we have a PAL Dreamcast, a stack of
1 and 2 consoles. And there's some more GameCube consoles as well over there.
Okay, moving on to the top here, we have the boxed N64 collection, which I have worked on for the last 2 years, trying to box up as many and complete as many of these games as possible here. We have some of the best games here. We have Zelda Ocarina of Time Collector's Edition, Bad Fur Day. Earthworm Jim 3D is very rare. Killer Instinct Gold. Wave Race is one of my favorite games on the N64 since I was a teenager. Mario 64, everyone has to have that game. Mystical Ninja is a game I bought for about $50, is now like close to $200 or more. It's quite expensive now, so I'm glad I bought it when I did. GoldenEye, Majora's Mask Collector's Edition here. We also have a lot of great titles here. Mario Party 2, Rayman, Bomberman 64, Tetrasphere, Turok. We have another Zelda, the original version, not the collector's edition. Well, they're both the original launch versions, but this is the non-gold version. Diddy Kong Racing, Perfect Dark. We have Mickey Speedway, Turok. And then back here we have a whole bunch of other games behind all this. So there's another 50 or 60 games back there. On the top here we have the Rare logo, along with 2 very sought after boxes. Everything is complete in those except for I need the manual for Paper Mario, so I'm very happy to have that box. I did have to pay up a little bit to get it, but it was well worth it. As you can see, we have our plushies here of Pikachu, and we have a very rare Mario Galaxy plushie with Mario holding a mushroom. This thing is worth, I think, $150. It's a very sought after plushie. I got that at Goodwill 2 years ago now for very, very cheap. So I was very happy to get that one. Okay, here we have more awesome Super Nintendo boxed games. As you can see here, we have a whole bunch in the back here. We have our Captain Toad plushie. So we have Mortal Kombat, that is an original box from when I was a child. We got Battletoads Double Dragon. I love that game. This is our original Street Fighter from when we were kids. And then I'm sorry, this is not it. I rebought this. Fatal Fury. And then down here we are moving on to the Loose N64 Collection. We have a lot of heavy hitters here as well. Again, sorry for the glare. A lot of this stuff is in the plastic. As you can see, we have like Snowboard Kids 1 and 2, Castlevania, Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3, Tom and Jerry, Chameleon Twist 2, Gex 3, Gauntlet Legends. Star Soldier is pretty rare now for the N64. Mario Golf. We have another copy of Majora's Mask in there. Ogre Battle 64, Mega Man 64, Mario Party 3, Harvest Moon. We have this one as well as Goemon's Great Adventure. That is very, very rare N64 game, very expensive now. Pokemon Stadium, Mischief Makers. So these are all ones that I'm looking to get a box for and complete. But at this point, they are sitting here on the shelf, just waiting for me to upgrade them at some point. All right, now we have the Wii Collection here. Mario Kart Wii bundle that has the steering wheel here. We have Klonoa, Smash Brothers, Wii Sports Resort, Baroque, Metroid, the Metroid games, the Zelda games, Pokemon games, Pikmin, Xenoblade, Fire Emblem, Path Radiant Dawn. A lot of really great collectors games on the Wii, including some big box games. We have Wii Play, the Kirby Dream Land Collection, and Super Mario All-Stars Limited Edition. Back here we have Skyward Sword. This is for the Wii, including the gold Wiimote. That thing is absolutely gorgeous. I love that game. Very happy to have pieced that together. buying it from GameStop, the remote, and I bought the box off eBay. So we have a second row of Wii games there, but as you can see, we have all the plushies there. I love my Ike plushie from Fire Emblem. He is awesome, along with the Bokoblin. He is really cool. Okay, getting to more boxed consoles over here. We have a kind of beat up N64 box here. We have the Wii Sports Wii console set. The Atari Lynx in the box, Model 2. I got that from Goodwill many years ago now. Sega Dreamcast in the box. We have the Mario Kart 3DS XL. And there are a few other consoles back there, such as the Genesis Lion King Edition. Yeah, that is pretty cool. Okay, back there we also have a very awesome Mario Dance Dance Revolution Mario Mix box. This is the big box version with the dance mat. Very, very cool. I got that last year at the flea market and absolutely love that. Down here we have more consoles. So we have some N64, some other Super Nintendos, and Model 2 Super Nintendo, along with an Atari. Right there, we have the VHS collection for different Nintendo Power games. We keep a few more N64 games in here. Just overflow. The bottom here we have the Intellivision in the box here. That is it right there. This is a drawer that keeps an NES. It's basically an NES console set with a bunch of controllers and a bunch of games. We also have the Atari 2600. That is a cool console as well. I have two of those. Okay, moving on. Up top here we have the Amiibo Zelda collection, all in the box still. So these are really, really awesome. I did spend quite a lot of money getting all these over the years, and that goes right into Fire Emblem there. We have the Kirby shelf up here, which was relocated from the other side of the room here. So all Kirby plushes. Actually, I should say a lot of them. We have a whole bunch more scattered around our house. So these are just the ones that we like to keep in the game room here. All right, moving to the last bookshelf here, we have a Donkey Kong figures up here, Snorlax that's 3D printed. I keep most of my Game Boy Advance games in here that are not being displayed. We have our Genesis games in here, the Sonic games, of course, a lot of other awesome titles such as Golden Axe 1 and 2, Streets of Rage 1 and 2, Road Rash, Mrs. Pac-Man, Tasmania, Batman Returns. We also have a few Master System games in the box there. We have Outrun, Penguin Land, Afterburner, and then all the red box titles. My favorite Genesis game is still Shinobi 3. This is a fantastic game, just so great. I love this game very, very much. Double Dragon with Battletoads in there, The Lion King, Earthworm Jim, Mortal Kombat 2, Aladdin is one of the best Genesis games of all time. Comic Zone, Sonic Spinball, Taz, X-Men, Sonic 3. We have the loose Genesis games that I have not been able to box yet. Outrunners, Boogerman, Shinobi 2, Ren and Stimpy, Strider, Toxic Crusader, Maximum Carnage, Vector Man 2, Rocket Knight Adventures. We have Turtles Hyperstone Heist over there, and Strider. Those are all really great Genesis games here. Keep a couple plushies here along with the Hallmark keepsake ornament. Here we have our Dreamcast collection here. Just some good ones that I wanted to highlight. Dynamite Cop, Blue Stinger, Soul Calibur, Power Stone is still one of my favorites. Sonic Adventure, and my absolute favorite Dreamcast game is Street Fighter Third Strike. We have our ornament there. And then over here we actually have a
sealed Dreamcast controller that I was able to get from Goodwill quite a long time ago here. So as you can see, we have our signage here for Sega games and for Dreamcast over here. Here is my tiny little TurboGrafx collection. So we have Keith Courage is the only one I have boxed. We have Bonks, China Warrior, World Class Baseball, Final Lap Twin, and Bonk's Revenge. Those are all the only TurboGrafx games I own. Since I did start quite a while, not very long ago on that, I didn't have the console or any games back then, so I had to basically start from scratch with that. But I am happy with what I do have for it. I am looking to get some more games though. PS Vita here, we have the console itself. This is the slim model. We actually own two Vitas, the original OLED model and the slim model. Slim model we bought brand new. The OLED model we bought used. We have a couple of big box games, Shiren the Wanderer, Corpse Party, and Reverie. And then we have a lot of great PS Vita RPGs, Personas, Tales of games. We have the Final Fantasy games, the Ys games. My favorite one is actually Ys 8, Lacrimosa of Dana. That is my favorite Vita game. There is a lot of great Vita games in general. So we have some collections like the Sly Cooper and the Jax. Then we also have a whole bunch of other really great games on the Vita, including some great fighting games, Street Fighter X Tekken, Mortal Kombat Ultimate, Marvel vs. Capcom 3, and Injustice Ultimate Edition. So yeah, I absolutely love the fighting games on the Vita. Moving on, we have the PSP. We have basically 3 shelves here. This is our collector's edition console for Ratchet & Clank Size Matters. This one I got right before COVID. We also have the Battlefront Renegade Squadron. This one actually comes with a PSP that has Darth Vader on it. So that is actually my wife Lulu's. We have all the awesome PSP RPGs. So Persona, Final Fantasy, Legend of Heroes, Wild Arms, Ys, some tactics games, Star Ocean, Kingdom Hearts, and then we have the God of War games. Second shelf, we have a lot of really good filler titles, Metal Gear Solid games, Ghostbusters, Resistance, Gun, Prince of Persia. I have all the SOCOM games on the PSP. Lots of great Capcom games, Power Stone Collection, Street Fighter Alpha 3 Max, Mega Man, Maverick Hunter, and Powered Up, Ultimate Ghosts and Goblins. So there are a lot of great Capcom games on the PSP. I highly recommend you play them on the PSP. Next, we also have some platformers. So we have Ratchet & Clank, Daxter, Secret Agent Clank. And then on the bottom shelf here, we have more filler titles. So we have Patapon, Death Jr., Splinter Cell. The ones I have here, actually, I don't usually collect games that are not complete. This is actually Battlefront Renegade. This came with the Star Wars PSP, the Darth Vader one. So we said, okay, fine, we'll take it. And then this is Mega Man Legends, but it's the Japanese UMD. So that I don't usually collect, but I ended up getting it for a very good price, and I was like, why not? We have our Game Gear collection here. I keep them in these card boxes. Unfortunately, I can't really display them yet, but I do have probably like 20 or so Game Gear games in there. So both of those consoles are working, those handhelds, and we do enjoy the Game Gear. It's just not a good way to display them yet. I need to get kind of like a display shelf for that. So that is another little project there. Okay, so I'm just gonna do another little overview here. Just finishing up at the game room here. We have a couple of different prototype framed pictures here of the Super Nintendo, N64, Game Boy. We have the Wiimote, the NES, and the N64 controller. And then finishing off here, we have a really cool little sticker set, vinyl sticker set of all the Mario Brothers right there, Mario, Luigi, and all that. Okay, so we're just gonna do a quick overview again of what the game room looks like before we end the video. This is kind of what it looks like right here. It is an insane amount of collectibles for one person to own. It has taken me many years to collect all these games and collectibles in general. It's quite the passion project. As you can see, there's a lot of consoles, lots of games. This room probably has a good 2,000, maybe 2,500 games in there. And I was always I always liked to collect games as a kid, so when I bought them as a kid, I always tried to keep them in good shape. I never threw out the boxes. We did end up selling off a few of the games over the years, but then I had to kind of rebuy everything back that I lost, and I still haven't bought back everything, but for the most part, I'm pretty happy with what I have. I am always looking to add stuff that I had when I was a kid to the collection, but it can get pricey, and some games are quite expensive now in 2025. All right, that is an overview of the game room again, and there we go. Okay, that is the end of the game room tour. I hope you guys enjoyed everything you saw. There is a ton of video games and a ton of merchandise and accessories, controllers, and really collectible Nintendo, PlayStation, and Xbox items in the collection. Let me know in the comments what was your favorite thing or favorite part of the tour that you saw. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button down below to help the channel grow, and you'll see more of our videos. And I thank you so much for watching our YouTube channel, Retro Nirvana Gaming. Take care. Bye.